London, 1892. The fog licked the cobblestones like a ghost hungry for secrets. A distant clock tower struck 4. Its chime echoed, deep, resonant, final. Detective Edmund Blake stood silently over the body. The alley was narrow, too narrow for accidents. "Another one," murmured Constable Holloway behind him. "That's 3 in 2 weeks, sir." Blake knelt, quiet, focused. His gloved fingers traced the edge of the woman's blood-soaked coat. Her lips twisted, as though whispering even in death. He exhaled, slow, measured. Same cuts on the neck, same surgical precision, and he left a trinket again. A silver charm shaped like a serpent devouring its own tail rested on her chest. Blake narrowed his eyes. "He's leaving breadcrumbs, Holloway. He wants to be found." Inside Blake's study, the air was heavy, pipe smoke clinging to old books, maps, pins, threads, notes, red ink in jagged lines. 3 women, Holloway said, all strangled, all in different boroughs, all had a charm, all foggy nights. Blake nodded, eyes scanning his wall. But look closer. They weren't just women. They were invisible women, a flower vendor, a laundress, a seamstress, the kind the city forgets. He turned to a worn, cracked leather journal, the writings of Dr. Aldous Venn, a disgraced physician, long dead. Blake opened to a page marked with a blood-brown fingerprint. "To hear the dead, one must silence the living," he read aloud. "Holloway, I think our killer is copying Venn. Not just murder, philosophy. He's performing rituals." 2 nights later it happened again. A wealthy widow, found in her study, alone. No fog, no alley. This time, the air was clear, still, too still. No signs of forced entry, no struggle. Just silence. Then Blake found it. A page, torn from a medical journal, left carefully beside her open mouth. "Vocal cords dissected," he whispered. The killer was evolving, no longer playing by rules. Now, conducting experiments. Back at the precinct, a suspect. Silas Grigg, former anatomy student, pale, trembling, but still. Too still. Blake sat across from him. The gas lamp flickered between them. "Where were you on the night of Lady Whitcomb's death?" Silas blinked. "Home, alone. Where do you go? When your dreams are dead, sir?" Blake leaned forward. "You studied under Dr. Venn, didn't you?" Silas smiled, slow, cold. "We all study under the dead eventually, Detective." The silence stretched, but Blake saw it. The hands, too soft, no strength, no memory of pain. He wasn't the killer. "He mimics death," Blake muttered later, "but he doesn't write it." Then the worst came. A child, 8 years old, found in an abandoned stable. The same charm, but different. Instead of a serpent, a mirror. A reflection. A warning. Back at his flat, Blake stared at the charm. The fire crackled, low. "What are you trying to say?" Then he glanced at the calendar. Every murder, 7 days apart. Except the last. 6. It wasn't random. It was an acceleration. "He's nearing his finale," Blake whispered. "This is a crescendo." A visit to Elias Crane, a blind clockmaker. His apartment sat just above the first murder scene. The old man listened, sipping weak tea. "I hear the city clearer than most," he said. "Each night has a rhythm." Blake leaned in. "Did you hear anything strange?" Crane nodded slowly. "Clicking, steady, precise. Not the tower. Closer?" "Yes, mechanical, like someone timing life. A metronome or a watch." Blake's eyes widened. "I've been listening to the wrong language. He's not whispering in riddles. He's counting." Back in his study, Blake pulled old court records. 10 years prior. A name. Benedict Arlo. A surgeon. Brilliant. Cursed. Accused of surgeries without consent. No anesthesia. No mercy. Arlo claimed emotions left marks on the body. Said death was a message waiting to be heard. Trial collapsed. Evidence vanished. Blake overlaid the map again. Each murder traced a spiral, a coiling serpent closing inward. The center? St. Dymphna Asylum. Long shut down, but not abandoned. The asylum loomed like a scar, its windows broken, ivy strangling its bones. Blake entered. The floorboards groaned beneath his boots. Dust hung like breathless ghosts. The metronome echoed from below. Gun drawn, Blake descended into the dark. Then he saw it. A room lit by candlelight. A surgical chair, strapped, stained, and beside it, a man. Thin, still, cold eyes like winter glass. "Dr. Arlo." "Ah," he said. "The detective arrives, on cue." "You killed them." "No," he replied. "I freed them. You chase shadows, but I listen." He gestured to the walls, clocks, dozens, all ticking, all misaligned. "One triggers the gas," Arlo said softly. "The rest are noise." A girl sat bound in the corner, terrified. "Let her go." "Choose, detective. Which clock sets her free?" Blake scanned them. His hands shook. Then he froze. The serpent, eating its tail. The first charm, the first clue. He turned, lifted his revolver, and fired. Not at the clock, but at Arlo. The bullet struck clean. Arlo collapsed. His final breath, a whisper. "You'll never stop hearing me." The asylum burned. Smoke curled into the sky. The city watched, then turned away. But Blake didn't. He sat by the fire days later, staring at the charm, listening to the same metronome. "We caught a monster," Holloway said. "But why does it feel like we only read the first chapter?" Blake whispered, almost to himself. "Because evil doesn't die in flames. It hides in the smoke."